Now, I thought we were not going to get the delivery report coming from Nio for the month of January, but it appears that all of the Chinese EV makers or new energy vehicle makers have issued or have disclosed their deliveries for the month of January. Now, as seen on the screen, without wasting any more of your time, Nio for January, they sold 13,831, which from that number, 7,951 was coming from the company's premium smart electric vehicle brand Nio, whilst 5,912 was coming from the company family-oriented smart electric vehicle Onvo. The total cumulative deliveries of Nio, after including or adding these 13,863, now sits at 685,427. This simply means that Nio is, of course, approaching the 700,000 deliveries, which I think it's very possible that, of course, for the month of February we see them going over 700,000, which will be so good to the Nio investors. Now, this 13,863 deliveries, apparently it is representing a 37.9% increase year over year, because last year Nio in January sold 10,055 cars, which this 13,863, it is a 37.9% increase year over year. This is not what we expected. This is not, of course, what we thought Nio was going to produce. I mean, personally, I thought Nio was going to get to 20,000, but seeing that we did not get that, yeah, it's a bit disappointing, I must say. But again, nothing changes, because the only new energy vehicle company that did so well in China as it stands is XPeng, that not only did they maintain selling over 30,000 deliveries, but they even surpassed the kind of sales that Li Auto sold, because Li Auto January they sold just over 29,000 vehicles, whilst XPeng had over 30,000 deliveries. XPeng is doing very well. Mona 3 is really pushing their sales, because they constituted or contributed almost 50% of the entire deliveries that XPeng generated. Mona 3 had over 15,000 sales on these deliveries that XPeng announced of over 30,000. So kudos to XPeng, they are doing a very good, decent job. And Li Auto, they also dropped. I think their drop is like almost 45% or around 45% decline, which is something that obviously it's not good as compared to December. Our very own Nio, it's 55% decline, which again, it's not something that I can say it's good, right? But hopefully things get to improve with time. I mean, one of the things that you will know is that the deliveries or the demand for car sales in January is not that much, which is not surprising to get to see this. But with Onvo, those 5,912 for Onvo, this is the second highest sales that Onvo has generated for Nio, which is something that is good, because the all-time high was the over 10,000 we saw in December, and now seeing 5,900, I don't think it's a train smash, because we know that Onvo, it's a brand that it just started, or Nio started selling just end of September, and by end of March they are expecting to be sitting at 20,000 deliveries, which we will see. We will check and see how that one unfolds. But as it stands, I think it's not doing that bad, right? And hopefully we see. It's just that for Onvo also, I must say, we're expecting it to maintain the 10,000 deliveries, and seeing it not being able to maintain that, yeah, it's not that good, or it is not good. But again, let's also remember the fact that right now, this whole week, it is a Chinese New Year holiday. There was not much happening around new energy vehicle companies in terms of sales, which is why you would see new energy vehicle companies not doing that well. But for Nio, regardless of this holiday, I was expecting 20,000. Seeing that they got almost 14,000, yeah, I guess we'll have to wait to see how the deliveries of February will look like. I think there's another holiday, 1 or 2 holidays in February, but I don't think they will have much impact like the impact we are seeing onto the holidays or the New Year holidays, which is lasting this whole week, which obviously we need to take into cognizance. But anyways, me, I am remaining long, I am remaining strong, because if there's one thing that I know is that of course we shall be rewarded. Nio plans to double sales this year, and ideally they should be doubling or reporting 100% sales growth in each and every month they report, for them to get to the 450,000, which is their target for this year. But the fact that they got 37.9% in January, it means that next coming months they should put an extra effort, or they should work very hard. But I personally think that in February it should be simpler for Nio to double sales, because there's not much holidays. That's the first thing. The second thing, last year in February Nio sold 8,132 for last year in February. So if they can report just over 16,300 deliveries, that will represent 100% growth rate. But let's wait, let's see. I don't want to jump off the gun. Let's wait, let's see how things unfold this month. But hopefully they even make up for plus 6,000 deliveries that could not get them to 100% delivery growth rate for the month of January. Hopefully things get better, but this is what we saw, this is what we are seeing. I mean, Nio models, main brand models, the over 7,000 they reported, you will notice a single screen that when you look into, is the drop lower than the kind of deliveries they sold from Nio only last year, because that 10,055 were the deliveries of Nio only. Right now Nio and Onvo combined, yes, they beat the 10,055, but Nio models alone they are not able to do that. But I suppose again you will know that until Nio launch their new models, sales wise we can expect that much, because obviously people I know very well or are familiar with the fact that in second half Nio is starting to launch new models this year, which that might trigger or might make people to wait and not place orders as yet, to see or to at least to order or drive the new latest 2025 Nio models. That will have an impact. Another impact will be for Onvo, but again, let's wait, let's see how things unfold. So yeah, man, this is what we saw in terms of deliveries. Tell me what you think. 13,000 or almost 14,000 deliveries for Nio. Yeah, it's gonna have mixed emotions from people, but me, like I said, I was expecting 20,000. It did not come. Let's have a look at what happens in the month of February. But 450,000, because of this, it does not mean that they won't get to the 450,000 delivery target of that which they set for themselves last year when they talk about doubling sales. It does not mean that, but all it means is that they just have to put in more work in the next coming months to make sure that they double sales or the kind of sales they generated last year. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you on my next video. That's all from me, and God bless you all.